that's all behind me. Won't too strong, I don't go down easy. Living for Christ, the best I can. I'm a Jesus girl. All the way. I'm a Jesus girl. You changed my heart. I'm a Jesus girl. Ooh, fall forward, up and over. If I go, it's only higher. No matter where I stand, it's always on the Lord's side. 'Cause I've been reading. Jesus girl. Hey, Jesus girl.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? It is Wednesday. So it is time for the Wednesday's Word for Women show, the REmiX. I hope thus far your day has been living along fantabulously. I hope, matter of fact, that your week has been rocking this entire planet up to this point. But if not, what do we do? What's our motto? We grab a hold of those things to be grateful and thankful for, because we understand gratitude shifts any and every mood, and it ain't about them or where or who or the what. It's about the, I'm not letting nobody kill my vibe or steal my joy. I know my reactions, responses, and attitudes is on me and is in my control, and so I can be out here doing what I do. And gratitude and gratefulness always lifts a mood, makes a good mood better, makes a great mood the greatest. So we just walk in it. And if we are struggling, if we are in a hard season of life, we know we're not out here alone, and there really are people who care. So these destructive behavior patterns, coping mechanisms that we sometimes put on, is the series we are in. And this week I'm going to be talking about codependency, but from the aspect of the one who is the one that is being dependent on. Sometimes as we are out here helping people, we slip into codependency. We become Captain Save A, you know the rest. We become people who want to be people in others' lives that they can't live without, yet we are so frustrated and we're so stressed, and we really don't. We talk about them like a dog. Oh God, here they go again, here they calling what they want and all that. But then on the other hand, we have this need to continually keep that tie, to keep that connection, and that, my dear, is and sir, is codependency. It's a fear-based decision, and it leads to devastating results. We know that, and so let's dig into that really quickly on this week's show. So codependency. Let's take a moment to dissect this pattern. Okay, so are you one who people constantly take from your life? They take it and take it, but add little to your life. You ever wonder why these type of people are in? When I say that, I know some of you like, oh my God, yes. Like, are you the one that everybody comes to, everybody needs something, but in this case, I'm going to say the strong one, the fixer, the A type. Are you one people are always drawn to you, but you get very little from people? You ever wonder why, though, that the people are attracted to you like that? And I'm not talking about because you have the skill and you have the strength, because that is very attractive in anyone. We all gravitate toward those type of peoples. But I'm talking about if that is basically the makeup of everyone that is around you. You people just are taker. Have you ever wondered why you continue to attract those kinds of people? You see, I believe, and I know this to be true, that we all have strengths and we all have gifts and we all have things that you are blessed to give away. Like, it is your gift. Like when you show up in this thing, in whatever the strength and gift and every gift is. Everybody has that. I believe that the motto I live by, I'm going to do it if I can, regardless of if I get paid or not, or if I get what is generally expected or not. Now, I'm not out here just willy-nilly careless, but I do feel like if I can do it, then I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm not talking about that. We all should be doing that. We all reap what we sow. We all should be giving without the expectation of getting, because we understand that God some kind of way is going to bless us even if the person can't. We don't do what we do to get your kudos. We don't do what we do to get a reward in some cases from you. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about, if you are always the one giving, like a person's life will fall apart if you are not somehow inserted in that. You have become savior. It's the captain in popular culture. Captain Save-A-Ho syndrome, but it's actually codependency clinically. And for me, I feel like it's the savior syndrome. You just want to be saved, but as the song says, they don't want to be saved. And I'm going to take it a step further. You can't save anybody. Like, we can't save our kids. We can't save our spouses, our boos, our friends, we can't save anybody. Now, we are to aid when we can. We are to be the good Samaritan. We are to love our neighbors, but we can't save anybody. And we tend to, especially if you're a doer, slip from being help, being an aid, being a good neighbor, caring, to being Captain Save-A or the savior complex, or being the one that someone is codependent on. And that actually has nothing to do with the other person. It does not. It does not. But it has everything to do with you. Because you feel, if someone can't survive without you, you feel that, you get worth, you get value from that. But here's the thing. If that is how you are getting your worth and value, there is some kind of lack in you. You should be able to feel a sense of self-worth and value if you are standing alone, if you don't do a thing for a person in this relationship or in this connection. You should know you are cool. It should not be dependent on what you can do for them. And if somehow you're not there, or you being there solidifies the value of you being there. Like you're buying your spot in somebody's life. Look here, you can't do nobody's love. They're going to love me if I just keep doing for them. They won't leave me. That's your own insecurity. That's you're not feeling worthy and value enough to stand alone and just be you without doing anything. Maya Angelou says that you have to know that you and you alone are enough. Whether you got a husband, whether you got kids, whether you got a banging job, whether you know the right people, whether you're connected to the right civic organization, whether your name is connected to this, that, and the other, you got to know you and you alone, standing flat-footed in this world, is enough. And if you don't, you are going to attract people that give you that sense of worth and value. And that's why we continue in these destructive behavior patterns of letting people be codependent on us, because we are somehow buying our spot in our life, in their life. We're somehow making it where they can't live without us. And let me tell you something. The scariest words that you should ever hear in your life is somebody can't live without you. Or for real, I'm your life source. Do you know what a big burden that is? You have the burden of their whole life. Please, nobody can carry that burden. And that's why you're unhappy, and that's why you're miserable, and that's why you don't like people no more. That's why you don't want to answer the phone. That's why you don't want to show up to nowhere. That's why you're so isolating, because you've taken on a burden that was not yours. We are not responsible for anyone's life. You hear me? Not your children, not your family, not those you're connected to. You're not responsible, and you can't be their whole life. They have to do that on their own. They have to work out their stuff. The reason they're stuck and stagnant is because you are the one trying to be in there saving their life. You cannot save a life. You can aid a life. You can help a life. You can guide a life. You can even stand as they get their life together, but you can't be someone's life. I'm telling you, it is never going to work, and that connection is going to break. It's either going to kill you or it's going to kill them. And what I see is that we need to evaluate who we are in these ties and relationships, and have we slipped into codependency, Captain Save-A-Hoes, or men, or have we slipped into the savior complex? We have to take these capes off, y'all. We cannot save nobody. We can't. We need to stop. They can save themselves if allowed to. You know, when the mother bird, she drops the bird from the nest, when they're teaching them, she's teaching them how to fly. At first she starts saving them, and that last time she lets that bird fall. It looks so abusive. She lets that bird fall, but guess what? Before the point of impact onto the ground, that bird will start flying. We got to start letting our people fly. We have to start letting our people process through their stuff, y'all. We got to let them grow and mature on their own and in their own way. It's not going to look like how we did it. It's not going to look like how we want it. But trust me, if you got through and you made it, they can too. Now, I'm not saying to, cut people off out of your life, or cut people off, or, the cutoff game strong. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying make sure you are balancing and take the cape off. Give yourself a break. Let yourself rest. And that way you will start enjoying these relationships. I promise you, you'll start enjoying the connection. Relationships will be balanced. Find what's lacking in you that you are trying to get worth and value. What's making you feel unworthy? How about you work on that? Work on saving yourself, and then you will leave the cape off that you're trying to save someone else. That's another thing, another point. Sometimes we are trying to distract ourselves with the messes of others' lives, and we can't do that. We need to focus on our life and what we should be doing, and that balances things out. And so I just simply wanted to say this week, take that cape off. You can't save them no matter how much you love them. You can't. There is a Savior. Why don't you pray for them to meet the Savior, and that will help them as well, instead of you trying to do it because you are not. You ain't strong enough, bad enough, smart enough to be somebody's everything. You are not. You can't bear the burden of someone's life falling apart if you are not there. And I'm telling you, if you are trying to do that, it's gonna fall. Something gonna fall apart, and it's gonna be you in your mind, because you out here in things you ain't have no business. So, I hope you guys have a fantabulous rest of the week. I love you. I'm your biggest fan. Get out here and do you, boo boo. Be blessed. That is a great question, Katrina. Yeah, that happens a lot. Let's talk about that. Her question was, why are some women intimidated by other women for them being strong and doing what they out here doing? So why are some women intimidated by other women for that woman being strong or out here doing what she's doing, just living her life? Couple things. I think, first of all, when someone is walking in their purpose, when someone is out here being like just themselves, doing what they're supposed to be doing, walking out that thing in their life, it intimidates others, especially if others are not. Like, you see it as somehow you are less than. Now, we know that not to be true, but it does bring those feelings that somehow, because she's out here shining, it somehow dims my light. And that's just not true. Actually, what happens is, if two lights both are shining bright and they combine, the light actually shines brighter. It doesn't diminish. And so I think because of our own insecurities, because of our own issues that we have within, I think that makes us be intimidated. And if it's not intimidated, then we turn into haters. We'll bash women, we'll talk about them and who she thinks she is, or we're trying to bring up their record, the past stuff that they done, or she's not the one for that. You know, those all things, regardless of whatever the case it is, if you are not out here cheering on other women, if you see a woman out here winning, doing her thing, and it somehow brings ill feelings, then that boo-boo is something going on with you, and you need to check within you, because it shouldn't elicit feelings of insecurity and feelings of less than. It should actually motivate us. It should inspire us. When you see someone else walking in their purpose, it strengthens you. It gives you encouragement to walk out your own. And maybe that's the problem. Some of us is so busy worried about somebody else's purpose and what they're doing, we're not handling our own business. And so then we feel less than, and then we're intimidated. So actually the remedy is you just get out here, do your thing. And as you doing your thing, you're not going to have time to be looking at her and hating on her and being intimidated about her doing her thing. I think that actually is a huge problem. And I think it really, we have to check inside ourselves, because if we're intimidated by someone else's success or someone out here doing their thing, then that's a problem from within. And honestly, Katrina, we actually can't worry about that. We just can't, because that's their own issue. So I hope I answered your question, and you have a wonderful day. Remember, you can DM me, you can ask the question in the comments, you can call, email me, ask Pastor Payne questions. Y'all have a fantabulous week. Bye-bye.